11, 1 Corinthians. One of the, well, it has been for me, it may not have been for you, but it's one of the more difficult chapters for me to totally grasp everything. I may say some things that you don't agree with. If you don't agree with me, help me out, okay? But anyway, we'll go through it. Don't know if we'll get to the book section of it today or tonight, but I do want to discuss the chapter first. You know, when you read this chapter, and I hope you've read it, it certainly deals with the Christian liberties that Paul had mentioned in chapter 10. One of those liberties, I believe, he's talking about head coverings. Not only that, but Paul later in the chapter is going to discuss the Lord's Supper and what the brethren there are doing concerning the Lord's Supper. As you read this, several questions perhaps arise, at least in my mind they do. First 16 verses, these questions just immediately come to my mind as I'm reading. Do the verses here teach that a woman has to wear a head covering? And there are congregations of the Lord's church where ladies do wear a head covering. I have actually met a couple. They are now both dead and gone. They've deceased, but they were very adamant about it. Is it wrong for a man to have long hair? And one of the questions I would ask up front is, who gets to decide what length is long and what is short? Who decides that? Just think about that. If that's ever come up in your mind, is it, what is long hair? Well, I think that's a very subjective thing, isn't it? What I may think is long, you may not think is long. Jared, you got long hair. Yes, yours is very short. Jim. So, you know, it depends, I guess, on what you think. Is it wrong for a woman to have short hair? Well, what's short hair? You know, very subjective. Does it even apply to us at all? Should women be allowed to lead prayer or teach or preach in public worship services? And that may arise from this. Certainly, Paul has more to say about that in other places, and we'll make mention of those. Can a woman demand equal rights with men and be pleasing to God? You know, being treated fairly is one thing. Equal rights is another one. Does a woman have the right to the same things that a man has? Not always. Does a man have the rights that a woman has? Not always. And so, you know, just things we think about. Is it wrong for a man's head to be covered while praying or preaching? You know, is that right or wrong? Kind of mentioned in this chapter. When I think about this and was looking at it especially this afternoon, here you are in a region of the world where the church is new. And it's a region of the world where women, generally speaking, there's not 100% of anything, but generally speaking, women are not treated with proper respect in that day and age. And even today, there are some problems with respect of women. However, God's design was for women to be respected. God never meant for a woman to be held as a lower being, as some men have done throughout the ages. Women are to be respected and to be given a proper recognition for their role in life. Listen to that phrase, their role in life. I have a role in life as a male. A woman has a role in life because she's a female. She's got a role that I cannot fulfill. I can't have children. I can't give that motherly care and love. Larry.
Even the Bible addresses that word salvation. I can't take the word, but somewhere in there it tells that it is a shame for a man to have long hair.
Well, it's in this chapter.